Hey everybody, Jim Benton here. Thanks for joining us today for the Chorus Daily Briefing. Happy Monday to everybody that is with us live. Today I'm with Olivier L'Abbé, who is the president of metadata.io. Olivier, thanks for kicking off with us today. And Olivier, I've got you on mute. There you go.
Oh, there we go. All right. Thanks for having me, Jim. Pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. Before we jump in, you mentioned you've got 3 sons at home, sort of in the 10 to 12-ish age. How any surprises for you on this work at home and how all this is going?
Homeschooling is really hard when you have a full-time job. Yeah, no, that's definitely one thing. My 7-year-old challenges us quite a bit, doesn't want to do the tasks. I think he's easier with his teachers than he is with us. 12-year-old says he's done everything well, and then later we get emails from the teacher saying he hasn't completed tasks, even though he said he did. So there's that. The 2-year-old's great. He's just comes in and what do you call it? Photo bombs or Zoom bombs are my meetings consistently. People think it's cute. It's all good. But the homeschooling part is what I'm. My wife's, handling the brunt of it, but that's the hardest part, I think, is getting them to have enough physical activity, and then 2 is to finish all the tasks that are being done, online.
Right.
But the parents have to do the work. That's the hard part. Like, you have to sit down with your kid to do the work. It's not like they can just sit there and stay on Zoom for 7 hours. They have like maybe 2 half-hour sessions a week on Zoom. The rest is just us going through the software they use, Seesaw, I think it's called.
I think my kids are going to grow up to be, doctors or something else so that they don't have to sit in front of a computer all day. I think they're quickly getting a read of what the work life could be. And they're like, time out, time out. I want to do something different.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely difficult to just sit there, especially at that age, right? You want to go run around, you're recessed. They have, it's really hard to have it structured like they do at school. But we're learning, and thankful that there's only 3 weeks left of school.
Oh my gosh.
It had to be over.
Then we're right back at the exact same spot we are right now. Olivier, I wanted to get your perspective. When we pulled the data for this week, the most recent data showed that overall median productivity was up 7%. So that's an improvement after a big dip. So that's positive. Are you seeing similar data within your team?
Yeah, for sure. We actually had the best month in company history from a demo request standpoint in April. So that was super exciting. I think we did it's like 70% higher than we've ever done in a month. So that was exciting to see. And then this month is the same. We're seeing just,
Tell us how. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that are happening. One is that what we offer to marketing teams. So marketing teams now are being asked to do more with less, right? Mm-hmm. There's been some layoffs, and so there's less team members. And what we do is we automate a large part of marketing. So we automate the getting of the data. So when you want to target people for your advertising campaigns, we can generate all of that data. We generate the ICP. Here are the types of companies you want to target. As things are shifting, obviously, during the last couple of months, we're helping companies evaluate, is their former ICP the same ICP as it should be today? And so a lot of companies are leaning on us to help them automate some of those workflows because they have smaller teams. And then the landscape has changed for them. And so given that, we connect all the data and then we execute these marketing campaigns on their behalf, our product is now more of interest than it's ever been before.
It's consistent with the feedback I've heard from other members on this daily briefing is that dynamic ABM right now, really optimizing around the segments that are performing and de-emphasizing the ones that are not is critical. And it sounds like you're doing that in an automated fashion.
Yes, and we're helping our customers do that. But on our end, what's really working well for us is we're doing this campaign on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn came up with a new product recently called conversational ads. And basically it's like a drift bot intercom inside of LinkedIn. And so what we're doing is we're really good at, given that we have data from dozens of data sources and we know our ICP really well, we create this audience, we push it out to LinkedIn, and then whenever these we engage with these individuals, we offer them $100 DoorDash and say, dinner's on us if you book a meeting with us. And that is working extremely well for us. I'd say that 90+% of our demos last month came from that particular campaign. So we've shifted spend from, obviously field marketing and so on, and we're investing there. Other thing I've noticed is traffic online is significantly up, right? You've got, traffic on websites, traffic on social specifically. And a lot of people have been sitting on the sidelines reevaluating, do I have to alternate my messaging to fit the times? And so inventory is an all-time high and there's just not as much demand. And so what we're seeing is a lot of our customers that are doubling down on ad spend are seeing amazing results because there's just less competition and there's more traffic. And so you're able to lower your CAC, customer acquisition costs, significantly. And that's one of the things that we're trying to do for our customers.
I've heard that from several folks right now that the bids are way down. As you mentioned, the demand is lower, so you can get so much more reach on the budget. Are you finding the quality of those ads? Are people, when they sign up, are they engaging with you? Are they turning into SQOs at the same level as before?
Yes, for sure. On our side specifically, yes. But even for our customers, we ran some data recently, and we noticed that the top 40% of our customers are spending significantly more in April than they did in January. So we've seen a really increase, and it depends on the business. SMB businesses overall are having a harder time. They have less capital, they have less assets and content. They can, it's really hard to go from one strategy to a second when you don't have a large marketing team. But the mid-market teams and enterprise teams are definitely able to, shift their messaging quickly. And then if they see something work, they have more money. They've pulled, large amounts of money from field marketing, and they can just invest directly into driving top of funnel leads, which is, something that all businesses need right now because, as you want to smooth out the next Q2 and Q3, you need to keep your salespeople active.
Olivia, have you done DoorDash type gift cards before, or other promos where you've incentivized people to take a meeting?
Not the way that we're doing now. And this is Jason Wrapup is our VP of marketing. Everything, all the accolades should go to him because he came up with this. Historically, I haven't been a big fan of it. I mean, I've been to a bunch of trade shows for the last decade. You would get, access, Beats by Dre, or, that was like 4 years ago, they'd give you like a headset. And I've never been a big fan of doing that. The DoorDash campaign I like for a variety of ways. One is everyone's stuck at home. And two, you need to take the meeting for us to get that $100. Secondly, you can give that to somebody. And so we've had multiple customers and prospects that are actually gifting these gift cards to these DoorDash certificates to hospital workers and so on and so forth. And so we're doing our part to try to help the communities and individuals as we're leveraging the new reality, which is, we're all working from home and we all need to cook dinner, and a lot of us as kids, and work-life balance and kids and cooking and so on can be tedious. So why not take an opportunity to get a free meal and listen to a software that could hopefully help you save time and money and get you inbound leads.
I was curious about the quality. So as you've given away a gift of $150 right now, are you finding that the folks taking advantage of that are converting into later stage pipeline at the same quality as you've seen before?
I feel fortunate. I've worked at some really good companies. I have never worked at a company where the inbound engine is this strong. It is unparalleled to anything I've seen. When I was at Glassdoor, we were like an outbound shop. G2, when I was there, we very much outbound for the first several years I was there. And here it's, we're using our own, secret sauce, which is our platform. So that really helps. The quality is outstanding because it's all based on our ICP, right? And that's the thing that I think is crucial. Before we build a marketing campaign, right, we use our own tool. We go into it and we're like, all right, here's the ICP, and then here are the handful of individuals in those companies. And before we spend a single dollar, my VP of marketing will come to me and is like, do you want to advertise these people? Because we can do pre-targeting in there. So it's missing the PII. You don't know the person's name. but you see their job title and the industry they work on and what city they're in, and you could pretty much figure it out. And I think that's crucial right now. If you're going to spend any money on advertising, make sure to preview who you're going to be targeting. And that's one of the things that can be hard with online advertising. Like, you don't know who you're advertising to. Now, how many times are you showing those ads to those people? And so we try to remove that to be super effective. And so we'll only target somebody a few times before we stop targeting them. But we only show ads to people who fit exactly the ICP that we want, which is, VPs of marketing, directors of marketing for the most part.
Roger. That's fantastic. Let me get your feedback, going a little deeper on what we're seeing this week in terms of executives on the sales side joining the sales reps calls. So it continues to go up. I mean, 54% increase of execs, 78% increase in directors. And a lot of this is also tied that on the buying side, we're seeing continued increase of buyer directors and executives joining calls. And so we've talked about this as friction. We've talked about this as just more people involved to get deals done. Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing out there, and specifically the tail end of the funnel, moving deals from open to closed. How's it working for you?
So what we're seeing as well on our side with all the data that we have from all our customers is people are doing a lot of research right now. And so booking demos is not really that hard, because people are like, I need to figure out if I'm doing what I was doing, my old plan would work in today's environment. And if it's not, let me figure out what else I could be doing so we can adjust, right? And so things have definitely changed, and people are educating, they're willing to educate themselves. The issue that we've seen on our end specifically is going from stage, we have our last stage is stage 5 is commit, and then it's close 1. Going from stage 5 to close 1 with signed signatures taking longer. And when we look at the data, it's around 40% longer. Now, luckily for us, our sales cycle overall is pretty short. Last quarter, we were at 32-day sales cycle, which most people would love to have. We were not going for these 2-year deals, right? With large dollar amounts. Oftentimes, we're selling on a 6-month proof of concept, paid proof of concepts only. But we're seeing that it's taking 40% longer, and that's because we now have to engage with the CFOs. The CEOs now will evaluate all of the purchases that are going out as a business, and so that last step is taking longer. From the moment our buyer says I'm buying, send me the contract, to the time the contract is signed is taking a long time. We've had a few deals where we've gone through procurement, we've gone through legal exchanges for like a month, and then they're like, yeah, so we're gonna wait another quarter now, and you're like, okay. We just invested like $5,000 in legal fees, and now you're going to wait an extra quarter. So the last mile is proving difficult, and I don't think there's much that we can do except have an ROI conversation, right? Here's what we can deliver for you. Here's what you guys are doing. Here's how you're measuring success. Here's your goals as a business, and here's where we are going to help. And for us, is reducing cost of acquisition, generating more MQLs from target accounts. And so those are easier conversations to have. So we're fortunate to be in an area where we help drive demand for the product, and we do so at a reduced cost over other platforms or strategies that are out there.
On the ROI, I was talking to Lars from Salesforce on Friday. He talked about extreme ROI. I've heard the ROI calculator come up a lot over the last week. Did you have to put something new together? Have you always had this? Have you had to change it?
So this is new. This is something actually we're going to roll out on our website. It's something that I'm working with my CEO, Gil, on. This to have the ROI calculator on our website, and we're going to use it as a demand channel in the long run. But essentially, we want our customers to be able to come to us, go to the website, and in order to go and convince their CFOs to just put in data points and say, here's the ROI, right? And we typically, when we do these analysis, and given that what we do is it's kind of complex because we touch so many different aspects of the business, but we'll look at their the data costs that it costs a lot of money to have a really good data, right? In your Salesforce instance, in Marketo, on your website, who's coming to your website, and so on. And so that's one area that we help companies is reduce their costs from a data standpoint, and then the operationalizing it. And so we're trying to put it in an easy to consume format on our website. Right now it's an Excel spreadsheet, but we want to put it on the website, and so people can come there and do it themselves. Like, oh, this makes sense to us. And we're hoping that we can leverage that down the road. But right now it's a lot of Excel and getting on the phone with our executive sponsor and saying, here's a story we have to tell to the CFO. And then we arm them with everything that, the CFO might be asking. But at the end of the day is, are you going to drive revenue for the business, or are you going to reduce costs? Those are the main two things businesses are interested in.
I think we're about to see a lot of ROI calculators on websites over the next.
I bet. Are you guys? What are you guys doing? Do you have your ROI calculator up there?
I think the same concept of just making sure the messaging is resonating with above the line and really at the CEO level. And I'm curious, on your side, are you finding that the CEOs are joining these calls, or are you having to prepare materials that you're not in the meeting with them on?
Yeah, we're not in the meeting for the most part. The CEO and the CFO, we haven't been in the meeting, so we're getting people ready. And we get like really nice emails from our, buying committee saying, you guys are the one thing we want to buy this half. That said, now I have to go pitch it to the CFO and CEO, and oftentimes we want to be involved because when you have somebody else pitch your solution, it's not the most effective way to go. They're not the experts. CEO is probably going to ask questions that the executive sponsor doesn't really know the answer to.
Yeah.
So we try to do our best, and unfortunately, right now, it's the entire conversation is, we want to help you guys be successful, and here's the one way that we think we can help you, and here's what you could expect out of a partnership with us.
It seems like a real opportunity for those out there. I know on my side, if a piece of software is being evaluated in the business now, it might come to me, but it's not doing justice to the sales pitch that vendor gave to our team. You're looking at cost, you're looking at one or two things. It feels like there's a big opportunity for companies out there to either make sure there's a quick video or something, or just making the point that, with all those cycles, how do we show up in the CEOs or the exec level, calls, as we're starting to see in the data?
Yeah. We do a couple of things as well. One is, we definitely leverage our customers as references on deals. And then we use G2 reviews. I spent 4 years there, so I'm big fan. I believe in customer reviews. And so our time to ROI on G2 is 2 to 3 times better than our competition. So we're leveraging that as well, right? We're promoting that. We're using it for marketing campaigns. We're using it when we have to get to the CEO and the CFO's conversation. We give them content, landing pages that have all of this data to help them make decisions. At the end of the day, you're not sure what's going to move the needle, but hopefully a spreadsheet with hard numbers along with a bunch of reviews and then some references, I'm hoping is enough. If not, we'll
No, I think it's great feedback. One last question I had for you is just, as we've all now going on 7-8 weeks of shelter in place, our team's remote. How are you keeping your team, motivated and connected during this time?
Yeah, so we do a couple of things. We have a different person inside the company that hosts a happy hour every Friday afternoon. Now, the thing about us is that we have 31 full-time employees right now. I think we're in 10 different countries. And so we're already a super remote culture. And so it has not affected us as much as some other companies. And then we have 7:45 check the sales team. It's about 15 minutes. And then at 8 a.m. there's, I oversee the revenue teams. At 8 a.m. there's a customer success check-in with the team. There's about 10 people on each team. And we go around, we talk about, what's going on our end, like, what's going well, things that we need help with. We just share it as a team. And then we have somebody that ends the meeting with some inspirational quote, video, and so on. So we've been doing this since shelter is in place. It's about 8 weeks. I'm now starting to think about ways that we can improve on that because 8 weeks is a long time of doing the same thing. But I think that a daily check-in with the team, connecting, everyone's got their cameras on, and just sharing what's top of mind with them really helps get connected, right, as a team. And I like to do it early in the morning so that the rest of your day you can go about it however you like, but at least everyone's on the same page starting out their work day.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing, Olivier. I think we're all learning from each other right now on those fronts. I want to say thanks for kicking off Monday with us. Your inspiration on inbound is helpful. I think many of us are looking for different avenues to connect with customers to solve these problems. So appreciate you just sharing those insights.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure. And if anybody has any questions, happy to help. Happy to put you guys in touch with Jason Widup, our VP Marketing. We can share better insights into the entire campaign that's working really well for us.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's go make it a great day, and I'll see you online.
Thanks, Jim. Chat soon.
All right.